Alright, y'all. I don't normally do YouTube videos, but I figured I'd do one on this. I've seen a lot of videos on how to deal with this crossover pipe underneath the transmission pan on a lot of GM trucks with the 4L60E or 4L80E. This happens to be a 2002 GMC Yukon. I've heard everything from trying to loosen those exhaust bolts up there and dropping the exhaust down a little bit. I've seen videos about putting a pry bar up over top of this crossover pipe and putting a jack to try to lever this down and all sorts of stuff. And really where the problem is you know, it's this bracket right here that's a pain in everybody's butt, really. So you can either take off the bolts up top if you've got small enough hands to loosen that up. It's a T40 Torx. Or you can use a pry bar and get it between the cable and the bracket and use the case to pry against to pull it far enough away. But that still doesn't deal with your cross beam, your cross pipe issue. Way easier than everybody's making it. All you got to do is come back here to where your transmission or transfer case bolts to the cross member. Loosen up them bolts down to just the end. You don't have to take them all the way off. And then put you a jack, whether or not you got a transmission jack or a floor jack or however you're working, underneath the transfer case or the tail shaft of that transmission. And that's going to give you about 3/4 or an inch or so that you can actually lift the transmission up, which separates it from this exhaust crossover, which will give you enough clearance to get that pan down and pull it out. Okay, so rather than the 6 bolts on the exhaust, rather than messing around with levers and everything else, just take these 2 bolts and loosen them up and jack it up at the rear to get you a little bit extra room. I hope that helps somebody.